Hey guys, how you doing? So this isn't gonna be really much of a stream. It's gonna be more of a talking to you guys on a personal level. Like, the truth is, I want to make a video on this, explain the whole Rifko storyline, because if you guys don't know, I'm gonna do a complete live stream series with my friends for the Rifko storyline, which is the map is. So in return, I wanted to make this stream to kind of explain everything. I don't know if it's working. Is my stream functioning? Is my audio functioning? I don't know. Now, let me see. Is it working? Oh, yeah, it's working. Alright, so I have to explain this a little bit. And I'm going to be playing Minecraft while I'm doing this, but I'll explain. So the Rifko storyline has 3 heroes. And I want to explain that. It doesn't have one, but it has 3 hero groups. It has the Anti-Rift Rebellion, which wants people to... Basically, the map is a loop. Every time something changes, the map will basically add something new. Meaning the map will always be changing, but also it will never be different. I hope that makes sense. Also, I'm reading chat, so if you want to hop on and join, you definitely can. So, during that time, in the loop, the Anti-Rift Rebellion basically are the groups of people who basically live in Lab 01. And basically, I'll fly there real quickly. If you guys don't know, I'm on the map right now, so that's the fun part about the scene. And so Lab 01 is right over there. And they always live in Lab 01. They are the rebels, they hide in the shadows, and mostly they live in the Raider faction. Basically, they don't want any part to do with the loop. They just want to break the loop or break out and be free and do whatever the hell they want. Now, in return, they do have a lot of problems. But they are also known to be the main heroes of the server. But they aren't the main heroes, but they count as like a hero-esque style mindset. And yes, I have a server called the Hive, which is a My Little Pony based server that I do throw references of the Rifko storyline into. So that's why I made one video called I gotta find it. Hold on, guys. It's called Shard Location Pony. That is why that video exists. So hopefully that explains a bit more. So I think that should explain the whole situation. Now, in return, I do want to also explain that there is then the Pro Loop Protagonist. Now, the Pro Loop Protagonists are people who want to keep the loop going. They love the feeling of every day waking up and enjoying the same situation. And every single day stuff. These people don't care if the loop is under control. Which just means that they aren't the people who want to be the thieves and scoundrel, but they want to live a normal life. These are the people who live in the city faction, and they live in the village faction. One of the 2 biggest on the map so far. And at the minute, they're probably the Raider faction, in other words, the anti-loop, also own the mining and location. This entire location, these 2 are owned by the protagonist of the anti-loop, and then those 2 are owned by the pro-loop locations. Now, in return, I should explain that the castle, spawn, Labo 2 all are owned by the 3rd protagonist. Now, I need to explain this. The first loop's protagonists are called, or the 3rd ones are called, I'm still thinking of name, but I am theoretically thinking of name as like, god fucking damn it. It kicked me off. It's basically, the 3rd group is basically nicknamed the Watchers, or the pro-loop controlling people. These people are the people like me and 2 other people will be of this group. And to explain, the entire series will be completely different than the real world situation. a bunch of my friends and I will always be friends, but in this one, it can be a lot more different. Also, that cat is spamming out in the corner. So hopefully that explains the loop's main lore, but I will explain a bit more of how the loop functions, because I always explain how it throws people out and throws people in and blah, 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 stuff like that. Now, theoretically, the loop, or the real-life scientific equivalent of it, is a scientific phenomena where you'd wake up kind of like in Independence Day, or not Independence Day, like Groundhog's Day, that old movie, where the guy kept waking up on the same day, and he kept reclaiming the same day over and over, or the same effect over and over. That's what Independence Day was. If you haven't watched, please watch it. It's a good movie. The thing is, Independence Day was only one day. That's it. It is one day looping over and over, while my theory on the loop for the server, or the lore of the server basically, is that the lore of the server is that there was 3 maps before this. There was the first map, which actually got broken because of 1.15. There's a second map, which was a test build map for mainly just building and seeing what fits and what goes. So that's the second map. And this is the third map, which is clearly my favorite so far because of how much detail and effort has been put into it at the moment. But here's the thing. The third map is going to be a mix of both maps, which is the reason why I haven't made any new videos on map updates, because I noticed that I don't get many views on those. So I kind of stopped doing that and basically went on with, I'll build the map as I please, and at the very end of the time, then I would make a video or a stream like this explaining the whole storyline. But I am going to explain that there are some things I'm going to be clipping out of this and probably not be talking about due to the fact that I don't want to spoil everything. So I'm not going to explain what the Obsidian Castle is. I'm not going to explain the castles right here. I'm not going to explain my house. And I'm not going to explain the purple corruption. All those will have to be watching this stream. Those will be explained in the first, second stream, and if you're not observant, you might not notice it. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully that makes sense. Also, is there a villager on this roof? There is. Hello, buddy. How are you? What do you sell? I already traded from this man. I'm about to commit some more crimes. Get over here. Huh? I have committed treason and I don't care. No, but, here's the thing. So in this stream, I'm going to show 2 locations I did update, mainly just to give up the effect. And one of these locations is this place right here, known as Corruption Cave. And sorry about that. It should be explained that I basically went a bit crazy building this, but you'll notice that in more and more times of not, there will be a lot more of these types of caves, so just realize or remember that. So let me kind of get out of here, and I'll show you a bit more of what's going on. So I'm out of the cave, and that's mainly it. But the whole story of the loop, or I'll give a deep down situation. I already gave you the protagonist's goals and antagonist goals. The whole loop or story of it will be based upon polls in the comments. When the stream comes out, or the first stream comes out, I'm going to put a poll in a Discord server, which I will put in the comments, called Rifco Allegiance, or something. Which will be basically just a spam server where you can all hop in and chat whoever you want. I haven't made it yet because I haven't made the first stream, but you get the whole gist. And the whole point is I'm then going to make a poll saying, who do you want to win in the first stream? Do you want it to be Team Rifco, Pro Rifco, Anti-Rifco, or Team Rifco? And whoever wins that poll will basically just lure out the server. Yeah, it would all be scripted out later on, and each one resemble different storylines, as well as all these odd buildings will be given a plot point. But for now, they're just empty buildings for you to speculate on. Now, I should also explain that there's a lot that goes into making the map, which is the reason why I haven't really even started streaming yet. And I'll explain why. I could have started the stream earlier. I really could. I could have just hopped in, finished up the stream, and been like, yeah, I could definitely do this. I could definitely get this entire thing done. And yes, I could definitely get everything completed wise of the complete. And before you ask why am I not playing Minecraft, it's because I'm going to copy. Can I... Alright, let me copy the IP so I can send it to my Ko-fi, my friends. But mainly, it's just meant for the fact that I'm trying to update the map as much as I can without putting in overfilling too much, I guess you could say. But I'm gonna go on the Hive server, and I'm gonna go that I'm live. Paste everyone, I'm live talking about Riftco. About Riftco, join for info. There we go. So yeah, that's mainly it. And at the very end, the whole server's lore is basically my plan for the server originally. I'm gonna think of thing is like, oh, my head hurts. I'm trying to think of what I'm saying because I have stored all these ideas in my head for months when I was building the map. I've been working so hard on the map, actually. And before you ask, how long does it take to build this map? It took me about, a while. Like, it took me a couple months just to work on the smaller updates. Like, this is a fake island. This entire thing is fake. This is a fake island. This entire island here is just composed of... Ow. It's just composed of, like, just lava casts, which is another reason. Mainly there's most of this entire mountain right here. All fake. If you get on here, that's fake. If you go into the netherrack, I'm gonna do that. It's grass. And then if I go even deeper, I think I can enter from a smaller cave I developed around here. It's stone. It's just stone. Basically, the entire cave... Let me fix that netherrack, actually. The entire purpose of the cave and the mountain is supposed to be represented as something sinister, which is something I should represent to say. And now, I should also explain, maybe everyone is also confused about what the Riftco company is, or why is it called Riftco, or what this entire thing is. I'll explain. So, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but I want to talk about the Riftco company mainly. The ruins of Riftco, why it exists, and what happened to it. Now, I always leave in my videos like, oh, the goddamn Riftco company shut down years ago. But I leave a lot out about it. A lot of times I leave out information because I don't want to spill too much information about it or too little. So, let's talk about that, actually. So, in my lore of the company, or what it was, is that this is the second rendition of the Riftco company, where this is kind of like the paradox effect, where there's two versions of everything. The successful version, and a really shit version that fails immediately. Now, originally on my map, there was a company called Riftco that was popular, and I did work hard to make the company thrive and made the company good. Basically, the original version was a surface company that worked out really good, which is something that I enjoyed making. Physically is my favorite build on the original map. But then after, hopefully my audio still working? Yeah, my audio is still working. So, soon after, the whole story with this build is... So basically, I'll explain this. The original build originally was made back when innovation was pretty much key. Everything was new and people wanted to test out on new technologies. So a company named Rifco Engineering, or Rifticon Engineering, created the first ever beacon. Or, I guess, not a rift beacon, but a beacon, basically. Over time, they started messing with the beacon, and starting with messing with the new materials and a new nether. Mainly testing it out with nether gold, which didn't seem to do much about it. But when they went mining, they found this scrap. Netherite scrap. I should get some out, because... Netherite scrap, right here. Basically, they found netherite scrap. And figured out... Did I just... What the hell? Did I just... Is my... There, now loaded. Basically, they found netherite scrap, got some gold, mixed it, and created a whole new material. Netherite. A material that seemed to be stronger than iron, and a lot more stable too, but also gave off recoil. So, in return, the company changed itself from Rifcon Engineering to RFCO Rift Corporation Occupation. Or, that's Rifco Occupation. I call it Rifco, but it's Rift Core Occupation. Soon enough, they developed their first location, their first mainstream location, being in the Hellgate. Or, they call it the Hellgate, but its real name is the Nether. And by the time that they finished building their new company, beacons weren't doing so good in sales, mainly because the beacon selling industry was starting to get low, mainly due to the fact that the company itself didn't really pitch as well, pitching power over safety, which was pretty stupid of them, actually. Soon enough, the company went down to business, but that didn't stop the owner, James Crafter, the father of the Crafter series, to create the company's main new beacon, the Netherite beacon. And without help from the company, he went mining around the Nether, creating a whole new, basically building the extra structures, and creating the secret laboratories on the surface. But, as well as the secret laboratories, they started to develop a secret side area called the Sideworks, where the once old abandoned location was a whole new side-built location meant for research, development, and lots of development in technology behind the backs of the producers. This was pretty successful and created a good way between technologies. That was when James found out about the Loop. The strange power able to harness life and repeat the past, or I think that's what I wrote in the script, but I don't remember. Soon enough, James figures out that Netherite Beacon can tap into the Loop, basically linking itself to the Loop and creating what he called the power of everlasting life. In the end, a lot of people disagreed with him. People quit their jobs and moved on. But that didn't stop him. That never stopped him. He kept going. He kept innovating. He kept developing. And he kept working to complete his job of controlling the Loop. And he was successful. But this is where the timeline splits, and where the fall of Rifco begins. Now, I should explain that what I'm explaining is the new Rifco, this Rifco, or this variant of it, with the Blackstone builds, where the story did loop, because in the original story, or before this one, was the first map. And in the first map was a success. He created the Hyper Beacon, a powerful device that could harness the Loop's energy. But unlike the Netherite Beacon, it had to be manually controlled. affected and controlled physical attachments and materials. It was a success. He was able to control it, and at the most, he succeeded. That's where the main good end of the good part of the story ends. Where now, before you get confused, there's a good end and bad end. The good end is where Rifko is still an active company. Novum didn't fuck up the loop. Everything is still functioning and everything is hunky-dory. Blah, talking. Jesus. Sorry, someone interrupted me. Soon enough, now we're talking about the bad ending. Now, the bad ending is what I chose to do, mainly because I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do for the whole loop situation, so I chose the bad ending. In the bad ending, the machine fails, distorting time and basically making a load of corruption, making random cities appear out of thin air, buildings pop out of nowhere, giant swords appearing, and giant cracks in the sky. You get the gist. Things go horribly wrong, and next thing you know, the beacon stops functioning. The world becomes corrupted, and everything breaks. They end up in a flat world, a world that you can build anything you want, be free of whatever you please, and create the world you desire. But there's a twist to that one. In that world, the green wasteland is a void. And if you aren't protected enough, the void will kill everything in its path. Everything that we built could be decimated in seconds. Everything that was made could be destroyed, demolished, you name it. It would be destroyed forever with nothing to go with. It's a sad yet tragic tale. And it's one of the main reasons I made the loop so dangerous. Because outside the loop, you aren't safe. You're not safe outside the loop. You will be devastated. You could be killed. And whatever you built could be destroyed, abandoned, and ripped away from you. But this didn't stop Novum. No. I'm not talking about me as Novum crafted my Minecraft name. I'm talking about Novum as in lore of the server, basically. Next thing you know, Novum had enough of the void and created what he liked to call the quantum destabilizer. A massive orb able to destabilize the void on the outside and bring back things to the loop. In the beginning, it just gave old train stations to abandoned structures, abandoned laboratories, you name it. But then it brought an important person into the loop. Thomas, an important friend of mine who helped out with the loop originally. He actually was the first person who helped me gave me the idea of the loop, so shout out to him. Soon enough, Thomas joins in, and the world begins to slowly unravel. And within time, they return to the loop. The world is back to normal, but everything is gone. The world is plain again. There is no big buildings, and the first map is gone. Forever. Now, Novum was decimated. He didn't want this world to be like the others. A shameless ripoff, a shameless repeat. He didn't want the world to be the complete empty voided world that would become nothing in general. So, he pulled out some old blueprints and made a beacon. Little did we know that the old Rifko storyline would still linger in, meaning the loop was still there, but it wasn't following behind like it was beforehand. This time, Novum found out something odd. It seems that when the Rifko story returned into the loop itself, odd purple crystals appeared. Crying Obsidian I'm using because it looks nice and it has that bubbly looking effect, but he noticed that these crystals had the ability to corrupt certain locations, making them distorted. This would be bad, so over time, Novum figured out that if you put heat below the crystals, it would basically stop the spread. Well, mainly it wouldn't stop it, but it'll limit the spread to a certain degree, which is something he wanted. And by the end, many new people joined and left. Many new people joined the adventure. This is all off camera, so I'm talking about all this is off camera for the story lore. To actually explain a bit more. But Nova wasn't happy. He wanted more to this. He wanted to create, I guess, something different. He wanted to fix up the world that he was in. Not recreate the thing that his father worked for, but build something that was much better. So, instead of just demolishing a village and adding a city, instead of making a mega beacon, he helped the villagers build a town up. Help create the village that you see on stream right now. You probably can see it. You probably can see me flying around the village. But he helped build this village. Built the trust of villagers. But this wouldn't stop the corruption. That would be the first time another portal will open. And inside that portal was what we knew as the Hellgate. Novum realized that he was still in the bad ending and wanted to fix it, which, let's just say, it didn't turn out to be the same, and abandoned the idea. Over time, he will notice that things would randomly appear. A fountain would turn to gold. Machines would turn on automatically. A normal average beacon would appear in the middle of the towns around the areas. And the most important thing that would happen, a giant wooden bridge would appear on top of a mountainside. Now, in return, Novum had an idea. If he could bring people together, maybe he could fix it. Maybe everything could be back to normal if he brought them together. So he brought back the old people. Through means of one way or another, he brought everyone back and told them to help him fix the past. They agreed, but little did they know that Novum's plan would be much more sinister. In the end, I'm not going to spoil anything else for you guys. The loop was corrupted. Things would randomly appear and disappear. A city was constructed in a swamp due to the safety of the waters and the exploration that would come with it. And weirder things would happen, such as graveyards and corrupted houses would appear. A massive castle would appear on top of a corrupted nether mountain. And the weirdest thing would happen. Restaurants would fall from the sky and land in certain locations. Odd houses bearing abilities to basically be void of the loop. Able to look outside what the loop can be potentially doing. And the most dangerous part, Novum's plan to bring back something his father wanted. And over time, Novum would lose his kindness, slowly losing his ability to become himself, and slowly becoming his father again. Constructing Labo 2 to where he would conduct more and more experiments, abandoning the labs that were once owned by his father for much more cleaner, more well-designed laboratories in an abandoned side of the map where nothing was changing, where the loop had nothing to fill. And at the most, many things did return, many fan-favorite locations, but others lay rotted. Others were just forgotten about. But that didn't mean they were gone forever. And by the end, update after update after update, many new things happened. Many new things got discovered. And many new things existed. Novum then explored different realities, different places with different logics. This is where the story will take a dark twist. Novum then would enter different worlds and bring back items from those worlds. A giant sword from what would seem to be a more containable reality. A world of ponies and flying magic and concrete flying cloud cities. And the most odd and most dangerous, an empty void version of the first map. Recreated, updated, successful. Novum realized one problem. He wasn't in that reality and couldn't take anything from it, and was outraged at the thought of it. That is the story of Rifko up to now. And I'm not going to say anything else because then I'll be leaking the whole story. Well, the streamings will be important because those streams will be the most important parts of the series. It will definitely bring up the most important parts to the streams, bringing in the story lore, implications, the friendships and bonding, the forgotten story bits that were once been old friends. But this will not be the end for the Rifko story. More of, it will be a new beginning. It'll be something that I think will be a great story plot, and though it's not the most original, probably the Dream SMP has a much better story plot, it will give off an idea of what the world is inside the loop, other than shitty audio logs and lots of... And also, hello Thunder, how are you? The audio logs are fun. I will admit that. I love making audio logs for people. They're so much fun to make. It's incredibly enjoyable just to make, sit on my phone, sit down, turn on the recorder on my phone, and just ramble. Creating a story, creating plots and mysterious plot points to just give off. It gives off a good idea that I then thought of. The reason I'm going to do a live stream series of this entire server is because I'm tired of doing the audio logs. Yes, they're fun and they're innovative, but they don't give a full image. They don't tell what the server is, what the whole implication of these changes are. What are these updates? Where do they come from? And why is it so important that everything correlates together? It's something that I thought would be important, not for an audio log standpoint and just for building, but for plot development and design. So, in the end, that's why this server exists. That's why the whole Rifko story exists. It's been a story I developed for many years, for about 3 years actually, because the last time I made the server was in 2018 was when I made the first map, and when I lost that, I wanted to give a reason why it broke. What would have broken the map? Why did it break? And then it hit me. Why would I just say the map crashed when I could just, create a story out of it? Make a world out of it. Create a story out of a tragedy. Use a disadvantage to make something, I guess, interesting. To be honest, I'm not the most interesting person in the world. I have been in school for 2 years. I work a part-time job, and I'm trying to make a living for myself, which it's not easy, to be honest. I haven't really had much luck in storytelling or story development, and it's something that I've been trying to develop for years. The whole problem is I couldn't really think of a good story plot. Like, what would make a good story plot? A horror story? Nah, those have been knocked to oblivion. A story about romance? I don't even have a girl. I used to have a girlfriend, but things change. That isn't gonna work. What about a story about 3 characters? 3 people, 3 groups, trying to take control of what is known to be a deserted creative wasteland, throwing random stuff in and spitting random things out. Which is something I thought would be interesting. Now, it's a weird idea that I didn't really fully think through, but it's something I thought would be interesting for a viewing standpoint. And I've been in a few SMPs. I've been in my friend, the boys SMP, as well as my friend Split SMP, which those give me a lot of ideas for lore implication. It's something I love doing. I love creating a story, but I want to use something that I have made. Something that would have a piece of heart. And then I looked at it. I looked on my server and looked it right in the face. This server is its own story. It has its own landmarks, locations, oddities, multiple changes. This map wouldn't be the same if it weren't for that first mistake, if it weren't for that first bug. And yes, I do miss the first map. It's one of my favorite maps I built, and it'd probably be extremely outdated, even after I had to reset it if it was 1.17. But at the same time, I really enjoyed the new design concepts. I enjoy the feeling of designing something new and making an innovative story based around tragedy, but also creating it. Texture pack. What texture pack and shaders am I using? I am using the Sphinxcraft 128 for 1.16. And if I can get to my shaders real quick, if I can, shader. Video settings, shaders. I am using the BLS V72. That's what I'm using. It works really good for water. And it works really good for creating like this. Like, I would love... Wait, I need to get ice real quickly. Where's ice? Blue ice. Let's get some blue ice. I actually want to show you what... This is how cool the texture pack looks. I'm going to put all the ice down. Blue ice doesn't get affected. I think it's just normal ice that gets affected. Probably... Let me just test ice real quickly. Yeah, look what ice does. This is definitely cutting into the story element, but I'm gonna get rid of it. But let me show you what ice does. The ice reflects. The ice has this really cool reflective pattern, and I love it. Now, if I didn't have the texture pack on, it would look way different. Now, there are probably a lot of people who think that this server is a joke. Probably. And I would agree. I am not the best builder. I'm not the best storyteller. But I'm trying to make something that would get people's attention. Maybe create a story. Maybe I'll become... Maybe be something that would get people's attention. I don't know. Right? Why the hell is my screen getting darker? Why the fuck is my screen getting darker? I'm fully charged. What the hell? Anywho, at the end, the whole server is a story. And it's something I thought would be an interesting story, because it's not like there's a big plot point, or big supervillain versus superhero, or any of that. The whole server story is just a story of, there was once a good person who almost went bad. Why the hell are there barriers on the floor? Did I drop these? Oh, it could have been the fox. But in the very end, there's so many story lore bits that go into the server. Like, whose cabin was rifted in with the corruption crystals? What did this graveyard have to do with the story lore of the server? What's the point of these abandoned structures for the whole lore of the server? Why is there an abandoned lab? What does the Hellgate have to show? And why does the Hellgate have a great importance to the server? Especially, why does each location seem to have some kind of gimmick? Now, in return, I don't know if that makes any sense. Which, I hope it does. If not, I am very sorry. But it should also be said that there's many locations voted on by my Little Pony server. In my server, I actually do vote on that a lot. I put in a vote if you wanted Moisty Mines or Molten Mines, 2 locations from the second map I made. People wanted Molten Mines, and I brought it in, meaning that there is a connection between the server lore and this server lore. There is multiple different lore points, but it's hard to kind of connect it. And before anyone asks about the John Jones situation, those are a joke. Between you and me, I love Fortnite. It's one of the games I do enjoy playing, and a lot of the Fortnite concept of a loop gave me inspiration, but it's not the inspiration that I would copy. A lot of the updates are references to games I enjoy. Things that I did enjoy as a kid and just want to throw in as a gag, joke, or entertainment. As well as a few locations as Frosties and many more, which they were part of original maps. I just never used them. And I don't know if there's anything else I can say about new locations, because in the end, there are updates coming up that are known to be interesting. But for now, those locations won't be named or won't be changed. Well, not yet, particularly. Mainly because I haven't really thought of a plan for them yet, and the guy that is helping me build these locations, he hasn't really responded, which is perfectly fine. I understand if someone's busy or not. That is perfectly fine with me. I don't mind if someone's busy. Like, in the end, I understand that everyone has a life. I have a personal life, which I'm going to be doing over the weekend, which is the reason why I'm doing this stream tonight, is because I'm not going to be streaming over the weekend. I'm going to be doing and helping my friends out with some challenges in Pokemon Go, which is going to take up, like, from 1 o'clock to, like, 3 or 4 or 5. And I get home, I'll be 6 something, and I'm going to be tired out. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing the stream. But also, I want to explain a lot of things that have been going on through my head. And the feeling that I get whenever I do this. The whole reason this server exists is not because of I'm bored or I just don't want to do anything or any of that. I just wanted to build. But the more I built, the more I saw connections. The more I saw that things looked good together and somehow collided. And then I realized I can make a story out of it. Even if the story was a mediocre dumpster fire train crash, I still want to attempt at creating a story. Or at the most, creating a story that would be somewhat interesting. Is this a server or a private world? This is a server, actually. I constantly build on this thing, and I love when people join in just to add in or give an idea. That's the whole reason why. And before you ask, this is a server. It's an Ethno server. But I want to get a better server for this. Like, I don't know what good servers I can use. I'm mainly trying to save money too, but there's a lot that goes into it. In the end, I'm still here. Living my life on YouTube with 126 subs. YouTube is great. I love this. I love this platform. I also have a TikTok, which is another good platform. I make dumb gags and jokes, but YouTube is my main platform. It's mainly where I like to add updates, show things. Mainly, it's a place I like to hang out with people. And at the end, I have a good bunch of friends I hang out with. My friends, Thomas, Che. They're all good friends. I care a lot about them. I met them all on Team Fortress 2 one day, and we've never stopped being friends since. It's one of my favorite things to do, just hop in Minecraft with them, go on their server, have fun, and then think of what I could add to my own. It's a fun memory. It's more of I don't build as much on the server as I wish I do, but I rather enjoy time with my friends than building a server for a long time. Also, don't ask what your cod Floridians. They're turtles. Oh, I went sappy there for a second, actually. Hold on. Oh, I went sappy there. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, figure out a solution. But I do enjoy this. I'm a very creative person, And throughout my years, I've done a lot with my life. I've learned art. I have learned how to build in 3D landscapes. I have learned how to get over fears that I had that I never really knew I even had in the first place. There's a lot of things I went through in my life. And at the very end, the server is one of those fears. Originally, the Rifko story would have been a myth. Just a random trailer on my YouTube channel. Just a random trailer saying Rifko, an abandoned company, or something. It would have just been a trailer for an unknown idea. And in truth, I was scared. I was really scared of how people would react to an idea like that. But on the first video, which is now deleted because my friends started deleting content from my old channel because I actually got really depressed when my server got corrupted. He started deleting the old videos, so there's only a few left. But after that, I got a lot of good reviews off them. People seem to have liked the idea. And in the end, I kept going with it. Kept adding new updates, new things. The map got deleted, and I kept prevailing. And I even chose to make a whole new map. I could have stuck with Super Flat World, but I chose to stick with a new map because what's the fun of making a super flat world if you can't really enjoy mining or create a society or make something that, I don't know, looked legitimate? And to be honest, I like the way this turned out. The map itself looks good. It's not the best I can do because there's definitely a lot I can fix up with a lot of random structures everywhere, but that's beside the point. This whole stream is mainly just to kind of release some stress. Just to release some inbuilt stress I had for many years. Building the map, fearing. My main fear in general isn't of the population. It's not fear of... I'm not scared of criticism at all. I love criticism. Because when I get criticism, it helps me understand that I need to change something about my location or content or something, of course. An example of this is a while back I made a video called How Vegan Activists Play Minecraft, which probably a lot of you guys remember. Oh, that was a dumb video. I made the video because I got mad about something. I don't remember what exactly. And I got a lot of backlash from it, losing a few subs. And in return, I did the video, making a formal apology and explaining that I wasn't even myself back then. It was a dumb mistake that I made back then, and it's one of the mistakes I still hate to this day. Mainly because it's something that I messed up on. It was a mistake that I created, and I could have done something to fix it. I could have not made the video, but my brain was not on that day, and now that video is deleted, and probably anyone that see my channel probably associates me with that video. In the end, I will say that I have learned my lesson. I have definitely chose to get better at my tactics of making views. Mainly in the end, I remember the vegan vid. That's how I found you. Your apology ended up in my recommended. Oh, for some reason, every time I make an apology video, it gets recommended, but every time I make a normal video, it doesn't, which is perfectly fine. YouTube is not the easiest to make money anymore, since the big policy changes and everything else, which I will admit, YouTube has definitely made it much harder for smaller content creators to make a living on YouTube. And I will admit that. I mean, it helps out the bigger guys, but it doesn't help the smaller guys, which is my fault. Or not my fault, but it's definitely one of the faults of the people who abuse the system, probably. In the end, it's not easy to grow as a channel, and it's hard to find the people that, I guess, like your content. But I got 126 people who enjoy my content, so I guess that's a plus. Because in the very end, I guess that makes my channel have at least 126 people more than I thought I would have. In the end, I thought I wouldn't have any people like my channel. originally. I thought this was going to be one of those 10 sub YouTubers for many years, just washed away to the corner as the big giants would sweep across and pillage every single thing in the way of, I guess, smaller channels. I can definitely show, like, there's an old video of mine that I think I've learned the first mistake of my channel, which was to be a Fortnite theory video, and it was one of the dumbest things that I could have done as an intro to my channel, because it really wasn't smart to do that on my first video. And you can definitely tell that I probably wasn't fully there. Let me get that video, actually. Minecraft, I will have to stream on YouTube later. Okay, let me go on my YouTube channel quickly. YouTube. And then, so, if I go to my videos, and I'll go down to my oldest, my past streams, old videos, and then old videos, I want to go to my oldest, actually. This is going to take a while. No, those are all my other ones. Home videos, uploads, and I'm gonna go straight down. You might notice that I have a lot of smaller ones. Why you sub to SpongeBob? Lol. Where? SpongeBob? Oh. Because it's a bunch of SpongeBob marathon stuff. It's a bunch of SpongeBob stuff. I like watching SpongeBob. It's something that I do enjoy watching at times when I'm bored as hell. Okay? As well as there is a bunch of other videos. I'm trying to go straight back down to the bottom. Like, this is probably the old map. This is when, so, if you guys don't know, there's a bunch of old videos. And this is one of those old videos on my first map. It's from 5 months ago, actually, and it was me building the Hellgate with the new nether materials. There is so much on my channel that I probably have not even noticed. Oh my god. It's okay. I thought it was funny. Don't worry, it's fine. But there's so many old videos that I have that I'm trying to figure out. Like, there is I recently been uploading like some TikTok videos, which are just, I guess, not as popular, but at the most I've been trying for a bit more of a change. My channel's always been this super serious channel, and I want to make it a little more funny. It's okay. Mainly, I will explain. My old channel was a very serious theory channel. It was very serious, and it was just very, it wasn't fun to do at all. It was very much completely, it wasn't fun at all. I didn't like it. So in return, I want to change my content a little bit, give it a bit more of a, I guess, give it a bit more of a comical side. So at the very end, I started uploading TikToks, and from 80 subs 5 months ago up to 126, I am happy. It's great. You guys really make me happy, because in the very end, I started my channel off, and I only had 20 subs at the max. You guys are incredible. And if you enjoy my content enough, you guys make me happy. You guys, yeah, thank you so much. You guys all make my day. Even if there's only 126 of you guys, 126 is better than having none. Which, to be honest, I'll take what I can give. I'll take what I can get, and thank you all so much. I hope you understand that this stream wasn't meant for funny gag jokes. It was meant to explain the Rifco story, because I can understand how confusing it is. I'm rambling on a microphone for like 40 or 30 or 10 or 15 or 20 minutes about some random company that nobody knows about, and and probably no one gives a shit about either way. And at the very end, I am here talking about a company that no one understands because the lore makes no sense. There's nothing to indicate where it leads to. You get the script here. There's just a lot that goes into it that you're not understanding. So, in the end, I thought this would be important to explain the storyline. Give it a bit more of a... I guess give it a bit more of a contextual idea of what this would be. Because, in the end, the whole stream is supposed to explain a bit more. And yes, I'm building the map too. That's because I like to build when I'm talking. It's something I always do. But at the most, it's something I do in a lifetime. A lot of the updates are me rambling and thinking. And I try my best to do updates. I try my best to create things that will interest people. It's not the easiest, but I try my best to create content that you guys might like, even if I'm kind of boring. So, I'll explain that too. I have really bad ADHD. Like, extremely bad ADHD where I'd have a hard time changing. Like, I have played Team Fortress 2 for so long, I have not used to playing Overwatch. Like, I have the game, I just don't like playing Overwatch. It's something I don't know why I don't like playing. I'm not used to it. ARG, but keep up the good work. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're great. Everyone's incredible. But in the end, you guys are great. And my ADHD is really bad to a point where I will do random shit and in the end, things don't make sense. I'll rush them, and at the end, nothing will turn out as I expect. It would always turn out either watered down or really bad, and at the end, when I don't get the ideas I thought would be good, I would lose ideas. I would lose that self-confidence I had originally and become deep in this mind of, what did I do wrong? Which is important to say that I have dealt with that most of my life. There's a lot of things I've dealt with in my life that have led up to this point in my YouTube career. A lot of times I would be in school or I'll be at home and I'll be watching big YouTubers with a big plattered face and a big old smile with a big old enthusiastic look. And then there's me in the background, sitting there, watching YouTube, with no idea what to do with my life. So I thought YouTube would be the big pinnacle of my life. Maybe it'll be the change I need. Maybe it'll be the jump start to a life that I would think would make sense. Maybe it'll be something that would be worth it. Like, maybe it won't be the lifestyle, because it's hard to become living off YouTube. To live off YouTube, you need to be extremely lucky, and the algorithm needs to be exactly on your side 24/7. But I try my best, and though the algorithm isn't on my side, I try to keep the best smile, keep the eyes laughing, and keep myself from losing hope, because I lose a lot of hope from time to time, and I don't want to lose that. So in return, I make a video or a live stream, and I don't get any views on it at all. Like, I don't get any views, and it'll put me down, but then I'll realize, hey, let's get maybe this will be like 11 or 12 views on YouTube as a video, and that'll bring me back up into energy and bring me back to life. And then I'll realize I won't be able to read chat and everything will feel boring. But then I'll realize I can read the comments. Then I don't get any comments. It's an up and down thing that I have, and it's something that I've always dealt with. But I hope that makes sense, because I have dealt with a lot of things in my past, and for most of my life, I've been in this idea of, am I doing something wrong with my life to a point where I no longer feel like I'm in control of what happens? Like, trust me, I don't like the idea of controlling anyone to do anything. It's something I dislike the thought of, but at the same time, at least I want to control something in my life, maybe make people happy. And the hard part is, when you're someone with low confidence and you don't really have much, you have to kind of hide it away, because if you show a little bit of it, everyone's gonna see you as either a wuss or a faker. You just need to suck it up. Just give a big old smile and control can continue. There's been many times where I want to quit YouTube. There's been many times I wanted to just end my channel, delete my channel forever, and just leave the channel series, leave the channel alone, and do my own thing. There's been a lot of times I want to do that, but every time I want to do it, there I thought of the people who were liking my content, and it kept me busy. It kept me from doing the thing that a lot of times would be decimating and all that. I did that once in my videos, and I realized that wasn't healthy. It wouldn't have been healthy. So, in return, I kept going. And I guess thanks to that, I am at 126 subs. Hoping to get more one day. Maybe one day I will get better. Maybe one day I'll figure out what to do with this channel. For now, I've been uploading random skits and putting random audio logs, throwing random shit into the mix. It's not organized. It's not even as organized as I thought it would be. And it's something that has been always a big problem is organization. There's a lot of things I've dealt with. But I think I'm going to end this entire stream here, to be honest. This is like been a 1 hour stream of me talking, but I hope you enjoyed the stream. This stream is me just talking heart to heart, explain the Rifko storyline, explain the story of Rifko, and explaining why I made it. And a lot of my stories of Rifko, they're all based around the Star Wars debate. They're based around most of the movies I watch, like Star Wars, Star Trek. They're all based around that kind of concept. And at the end, here I am, making an entire server with many unique updates and creations, locations, factions, and massive cities. I hope you understand that I don't do this for myself. I would rather be on Towncraft this entire time. I would rather be on Towncraft. I would rather play freaking Towncraft all day and kill mobs, make armor. TCR. I'd rather make armor, trade with people, make money, you know, all of that. I would rather 100% do that than actually completely do my own server. But here's the thing. Every time I looked, I realized that no one got to the point where they were by nothing. And I realized it was mainly because of the effort I put into the map. The effort I put into my fan base. The people who enjoyed my content. And at the end... Oh shit, I can break that. I'm gonna put that back. Because I don't want to take anything. I'm sorry for disturbing your peace. I'm sorry. Wait. Alright, there we go. Let me get the, okay. There we go. Fixed it. I fixed it, but I don't want the I'm not going to steal anything. I'm just going to look. But you'll understand the whole point. The whole reason why this exists, why the whole server story and everything else, is because I wanted to create a map, a world, an idea, innovation, something that would be different than your normal servers. Because I could play in a normal Towncraft Survival or Hypixel Skyblock or, you know, anything like that, all that I want. But the problem would be, nothing would be different. It would all be the same as everyone else. So I instead thought it'd be better to make my own ideas. And that's where I'm at today. Hopefully this makes a streamline or something, but I'm going to end the stream here. If you enjoyed the stream, or if you enjoyed this little monologue, talking chat, whatever the hell it is, just give it a good old like and sub. At the end, this is one of the things that I do in my free time as a... I enjoy the stream. I enjoy YouTube's algorithm. I enjoy making videos, enjoying content. I enjoy all of this. It's fun to make videos. It's fun to make content. It's extremely fun. It's literally incredibly fun just to do this, because at the very end, I could get to one person, or I could get to many. And it's something that I feel like is important to the whole algorithm. Because in the end, here I am, making content for everyone else online. Like, not content as popular as the big YouTubers or 10,000 or 1,000, but a small channel trying to get big, not by making clickbait content or oversaturated memes or any of that, but making content based around a concept of simplicity. Something that a lot of times I just always live with. In the end, I tried my best to use the simplicity to my favor, creating a world, a innovation, a creation of all types of sorts. It's kind of like the idea of, I want to create a world, or at the most, an idea. I'm not going to take any of these, because these are all belong to someone else, so I'm going to not take anything. But I'm definitely going to disconnect from this. But at the end, this is fun to do. Maybe I'll do another talking stream another day. Maybe I'll do another one where I could just, you know, maybe we could just talk to you guys one-on-one. Maybe it'll be fun. But for now, I'm tired out. It's 11. It's like 10:47. I want to go to bed. I had a busy day. I've been working all day, and all day I had this on my mind. I hope you understand the whole situation. If you enjoyed this content, stream, video, whatever it is, video or stream or content, just give it a good old like and sub. You guys are incredible. You hopefully deserve to feel incredible. You're helping a small channel out, which is something that I do appreciate. And I don't think we're gonna I don't think YouTube is gonna get me as far as I think it is, but only time will tell. And let's say YouTube does get me as that far. You guys are gonna be helpful. You guys are incredible, and you guys are great. Thank you.